All right, we're working on page 77 and 78 on our homework assignment today. We have numbers 2 through 52 even, and there is a homework quiz tomorrow. Remember, a homework quiz is a little sheet of paper that looks like this, and there's a spot for 3 problems, and we will pick those 3 problems tomorrow and have you work through those problems. And we are solving one-step equations, and I've picked 2 problems that, a problem that a lot of people were having in class, number 6, and that was really just with adding the 2/3, questions about how to do that. And then a question on number 34, and I picked number 34 because I think it's a difficult question, not only because it has a fraction, but it also has a negative sign to deal with. And so we're going to work through these 2 problems together right now. Number 6, let's take a look and see what you have there for number 6, regardless of whether you're finished or not. It'd be good to look at it. We have a number that we're not sure what it is, but we're subtracting 2/3 from that number. So in order to find that number, we want to do the opposite, the inverse of subtracting 2/3, which is adding 2/3. So I'm going to add 2/3 to both sides. Negative 2/3 or a minus 2/3 and a positive 2/3 makes 0. So those cancel each other out and we just have x. What people were having trouble with in class was, how do you add 5 and 2/3? Well, if you stop and think about it, it might be easier than you think. If you have 5 pizzas, and then you add 2/3 of another pizza, how many pizzas do you have? You have 5 and 2/3. A lot of people were making that a lot more difficult than what it was by looking for a common denominator, and you could do it by looking for a common denominator, but it would be something like this: 5 over 1 plus 2 over 3. You would need a common denominator of 3. So I'd multiply the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator of this fraction by 3 and get 15/3 plus 2/3. Well, that makes 17/3. That is a correct answer as well, but it's the same as 5 and 2/3. Because if I ask myself, how many times does 3 go into 17? It goes into 17 5 times. That would make 15, and we have 2 left over. So it would be 5 and 2/3. That is number 6 on your homework assignment for tomorrow. Right now it's Tuesday, August 20th, and we're working on our homework assignment. We're going to have our first homework quiz tomorrow it's Monday, August 20th. We're going to have our first homework quiz tomorrow on Tuesday the 21st. Number 34 is a difficult question. This negative 2/3, I can put the negative out in front, or I can put the negative with the 2, I can put the negative with the 9. All 3 of those places mean the same thing. In other words, negative 2/9 is the same thing as negative 2 over 9 and 2 over negative 9. Those are all equivalent to each other. They're the same thing. So if we think about this as a negative 2/9, in class, we talked about how to get rid of a fraction, and we said multiply it by the reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply by 9/2. Actually, negative 9/2, which means I'm going to multiply this side by a negative 9/2. Negatives cancel, the 9's cancel each other out, the 2's cancel each other out, and what's a negative times a negative? Positive. These all undo each other. And I just have x. So I'm multiplying by a negative 9/2 over here. We talked in class how we could do this several ways. One way to do this is put the 10 over 1. When I multiply fractions, I don't have to have a common denominator. I can multiply across, or I could cross cancel. For example, the 10 and the 2 can become 5 and 1. 10 over 2 reduces to 5 over 1. And then I can multiply. 5 times negative 9 is negative 45, and 1 times 1 is 1. So we could write it like negative 45 over 1, or we could write it as just negative 45. And that is number 34. We'll go over more questions tomorrow in class, but hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea of how to do some of these questions, especially one that we struggled with, and number 34, which I think is a difficult question. Good luck on your homework tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.